Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Shockingly an amazing fight.
Amazing fight. High-level boxing. Shout out to Francis.
Unbelievable.
I mean, what this guy did is, say again? Okay, so let's go honest assessment of the scoring. What did you think it was, if just honest assessment?
Yeah, I said in the group chat, I thought it was 5-5.
And then with the knockdown?
With the knockdown, I give
up.
Francis
That's valid. I had it 6-4. Tyson. And then with the knockdown, I had him winning by 1 point.
Okay.
Sorry. Who winning by 1 point?
Tyson winning by 1 point.
Yeah,
he won 6-4, and then he's a 10-8 because of the knockdown.
Yeah.
So I had him winning by 1 point. But I wouldn't have been mad at it the other way.
I think that's kind of how I had it. Okay. So it's like, I think I had Tyson winning, but because Francis was coming, from such a deficit, the fact that he closed that gap is the victory.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the decision is awful when you really think about it, because people were a little bit, there wasn't unanimous support for one decision. There are people that thought Tyson won narrowly, and there are people that thought Francis won narrowly, and that's exactly what the scorecard showed, right? But
the judge who had it, like,
that was kind of crazy.
There was one that had it far, right?
Yeah.
For Tyson, right?
Like, what the fuck was
Tyson.
he watching?
It was like 96, 93 or something like that.
97, 93, something crazy
there's
shit.
no way.
Like, how's that even possible with a 10-8?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
But Francis, I think the most impressive thing with Francis was the IQ. Like, his boxing IQ was insane.
Yeah.
Like, he knew what Tyson was doing, and he had a plan of attack to mitigate it, and then after he did it, he was countering it. So that knockdown that he got, Tyson has this great foot movement, great head movement, strong jab, but his main attack is a 1-2. And he does a lot of pump fakes to get you off your rhythm, and then he sets you up, and then 1-2. Sometimes he'll come in with the hook. Francis was waiting for the 1-2 and then trying to counter with that big hook. Landed it, dropped him. And an interesting thing happened. Francis realized that Tyson couldn't hurt him. He could walk through anything Tyson could throw.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is who I think is the greatest heavyweight of all time. I've said on this podcast, Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight of all time. So Francis went up against the greatest heavyweight of all time and almost beat him. And if there's a rematch, if Francis knows he can't get hurt, he was walking through punches, walking through elbows.
Yep.
Yeah, the elbow was crazy.
So it's like, he's throwing serious shit and Francis is walking through it, and then Tyson knows he cannot walk through Francis's shit.
Yeah, he got dude.
And once that dynamic happens in a fight, now it's up to Tyson to really outbox him. You got to move back, you got to stick that jab, and you got to score points. You know you can't knock him down.
That's what I thought he did. He just scored points.
Exactly. But think about that. He's going in there going, I'm going to teach this guy a lesson. I'm going to spark him. He literally says when he starts the first round, he goes, welcome to class. And then when Francis knocks him down, he goes, what happened, professor? I mean, amazing. And there was a moment, I think, where Francis started to realize, oh shit, this isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to be all right. Now, to be fair, Tyson came in sloppy. It looks like he barely even had a camp. He had no strategy whatsoever. I don't even think he took the thing seriously.
No.
No, it's not worth making the what's it called, creating the caveat for him, of course. And also, like, you're getting paid so much money from Saudi Arabia. Like, they're probably overpaying so much to hold the fight there. You show up in shape.
Yeah.
You show up ready, and you put on a fucking show. Like, if I'm Saudi Arabia, I mean, you had this amazing fight, but I'm also like, hey, dude, I don't care if you don't respect your opponent.
Yeah.
I'm paying you crazy.
I'm paying you. Respect the pay I'm giving you.
Exactly.
You respect the payday.
Because you're not just doing a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They're overpaying, so the fight is there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So the amount of money they must have paid, like, know they flew all those celebrities out there.
So
I don't think a single celebrity
paid. All
paid
these
to be-
champions waiting in the hallway just to give a dap to Tyson on his way to the ring. Did you see that?
No,
The amount of
I didn't
people.
notice that.
The amount of people was insane. It was like
You know,
Mike
Evander
Tyson.
Holyfield can't afford his own ticket out of Dubai.
It was like Tyson, Conor McGregor, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Everybody.
Just those three is like,
Oscar De La Hoya, Larry Holmes.
I don't think we've seen that since Mike Tyson. Like,
whereas
where
every fighter came out.
Yeah.
Marco Antonio, they had every champion in the last like 40 years there.
Yeah.
From all these different weight divisions. It was unbelievable. Like, I think they need to fight again, and Tyson needs to prove that he wasn't prepared for it, and he needs to dominate him, because it's a little bit of a knock on his legacy. Again,
I was going to ask you, do you still think he's the greatest heavyweight of all time?
I think he's the greatest of all time, but it is a knock on his legacy. And what I would rather do is give Francis credit for his greatness than take away Tyson's. Because if I go, he was never that good, that's an insult to Francis. I'd rather go, this is the greatest guy, And it just so happens this Francis Ngannou guy that absolutely dominated the UFC is so fucking talented that he could dominate in boxing too. You know what I mean? Like if we cut
impressive, yo. Your first boxing
It was
match,
insane.
like
It was
that.
insane.
your first boxing match is against the greatest boxer in history.
Yeah,
and
imagine.
you potentially outbox him.
Yeah.
You knock him down once,
to you,
but it's
bro.
not like he's just going and throwing haymakers. He made Tyson afraid to throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyson's the greatest boxer of all time. He's not just a guy like Deontay Wilder who's got the nuclear fucking punch. He sits you down, it's over. He will outbox anybody. And you were right in front of him, and he was afraid to throw.
Now, in fairness to Francis, wasn't he a boxer before UFC?
I mean, like in the way that you learn boxing as one of the disciplines before you get into MMA. He had a little background in it. He has the background that I have.
It's like LeBron played football in high school.
Yeah.
And then you just go become a basketball player.
Right.
And to that end, I don't know how you can, and I love both of them, but I don't know how you can not take some credit away from Tyson. Because if Tom Brady, the greatest football player of all time, played LeBron one-on-one and lost 11-9, I'd be like, yeah, I'm judging LeBron a little bit. Like, that shouldn't happen. I don't care how good Tom Brady is at basketball. I'm judging you.
100%. 100%. And I think that we try to justify it by going, oh, Tom wasn't taking it that seriously.
Or LeBron went to, yeah.
Sorry. LeBron wasn't taking it that seriously. Where in this circumstance, I'm like, this boxing, it ain't basketball. Like, you got to take this shit
getting punched in
seriously.
the
You
head,
get
you
knocked the
gotta take
fuck
it
out.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know you were taking it seriously because you got dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
See what
guess
I'm saying?
in my brain, the prep you didn't take seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where you come in sloppy.
Sure, but at the same time, it's like you've been preparing since you were 5 years old. Like Tyson doing 12 rounds, he can do with no training camp. He's been boxing so long.
Yeah, you definitely give credit to Francis for sure. I just think you also have to. To me, it's like I can't look at Tyson as the greatest right now. If they run it back and then it's no problem, then it's like, all right, fine, this is all forgotten. But right now, I'm looking at Francis, super impressed.
Yeah.
But I am also looking at Tyson like, really?
Yeah.
Greatest heavyweight of all time? That's what my friend who knows boxing always says. But I'm looking at it as a guy who doesn't watch a ton, being like, I don't know, man, that seems crazy.
I mean, there's only one person that I think could potentially beat him that has a chance, and it's Lennox Lewis. Because you need someone with the size. I mean, Tyson's 5'9". Mike Tyson at 5'10". Sorry, Tyson is 6'9".
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tyson at 5'10". It can't.
Yeah.
The arms won't even. It just can't. It's too much. 6'9", can move, jab, throw punches, balance amazing.
What do you think of Francis doing other boxing matches?
I mean, go for the money.
have to,
What I
right?
want is the UFC to re-sign him and then give him the bag.
Kinda need
And then
to.
just be like, and I want him, and give him the bag, give him, the problem is they're not going to give him the bag and the freedom because then they'll have to do that with all the other fighters.
Yeah.
But I want him to go back and get the bag, and because then the UFC has the baddest man on the planet. The baddest man on the planet we know right now is named Francis Ngannou.
Yep.
And that's no knock on John Jones, but John Jones just tore his pec. He's out of the fight. I'm also looking at this like, if I'm John Jones, I don't want to fight Stipe. If I want to go down as the baddest man ever, which that's what everybody thought John Jones was before this fight, I got to fight that Francis Ngannou dude. And let me tell you something. If Francis Ngannou can maintain distance between 6'9" Tyson Fury and himself, I don't care who anybody else is. You are not taking it lightly coming in for a shot on Francis. Will John Jones out wrestle him? Sure, his discipline is better. But did you see the way that Francis was throwing Tyson Fury around the ring in the clinch?
Yeah.
Tyson never felt that in his life. Every boxing match Tyson ever.
He looked a little
He
surprised.
was like, what the fuck? Anytime they clinch up, usually what Tyson can do in a clinch, he's so big and so strong, he can just be imposing and lay on the guy and put a lot of fucking Francis was yanking him up, throwing him around, doing whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And shout out to Francis conditioning. Like, I
phenomenal.
thought he was winded earlier, and then he was still
Came
fighting.
back, I thought by like the 5th round, I was like, okay, I think Tyson got it now, and he's gonna win every round. And then it was like the 8th round where Francis was like just going. And I was like, wow, this I did not expect.
Yeah.
What about Deontay Wilder, Francis?
I think it'd be an amazing fight. Everybody would watch it. Francis injects interest and excitement into the heavyweight division. Tyson had dominated so much that people stopped caring. And now every fighter, Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou, would be huge.
I would love to see that.
Do you think that matchup would be more equal in a way, like Deontay and Francis, just because of power?
Yeah, but here's the thing. If Francis boxes as well, here's the thing. If Tyson couldn't hurt Francis,
Yeah.
Deontay is going to test that chin.
That's where I'm like, Wilder's knockouts are so savage. I'm like, that's hard to watch.
and Tyson landed.
That's my point.
He
Like Tyson
landed.
is a better boxer, but Deontay might be a harder opponent,
That's the thing, and you're 100% right there. Because Tyson did land, Francis could walk through it.
and that's a problem.
I don't think you can walk through Deontay. I don't think there's a human on this planet that can walk through Deontay. So Tyson might be a better fight for Francis. Anthony Joshua has a lot of pop. Maybe that's a tougher fight. But this specific one, where it was a guy whose power wasn't so dominant that he can't walk through it, and his power is really effective, it might have been the perfect one. But he's still he has one more massive boxing fight if you want. He has two more. He has a rematch with Tyson whenever you want, and we're all buying that in a fucking heartbeat. If I'm him, I actually wait for that. I go, I tell Tyson to say, fuck the Usyk fight. Hold off on the Usyk fight. Let's do another fight for your belt.
That is the fight I want to see. I want to see that rematch.
Yeah.
Because
That's what we
I
all
think
want to
he won.
see.
I would love to see him fight Joshua too.
Joshua, Deontay Wilder, I think would be the biggest money fight because
I'd worry for
Power
Francis.
versus power.
it's
Like,
power and they're gonna land,
Yeah.
and Deontay's gonna throw,
God damn.
and it's gonna be mayhem. It's gonna be absolute mayhem.
Yeah.
But yeah, like heavyweight boxing to be this
those two
excited.
went against each other. Who are you putting your money on?
Francis or Deontay?
I'd say Wilder.
Yeah, just based off of, in terms of winning, probably Deontay.
Really?
I think Francis.
After what I saw from Francis, I think I go
It's
Francis.
hard, dude. It's hard.
He was boxing.
He was boxing and he was defending and he saw the things coming. Also, like Tyson is way more difficult to prepare for than Deontay. Deontay, you're watching one hand the whole fight. Tyson, you got to watch everything, movement, feints, the whole thing. With a guy whose IQ is as impressive as Francis is, maybe he'll develop a game plan where he can, handle that power. And also, that's the thing with Francis. It's like he's felt. I'm not saying MMA punchers punch as hard as boxers. Clearly, they don't. But he's had 4-ounce gloves hit him in the face as hard as possible.
Yeah.
Guys who have like boxing backgrounds, like Stipe, I think was a Golden Gloves. Like and he walked through it. Once you walk through 4 ounces, you put them pillows on your hands.
It's crazy.
I thought the fight was gonna have 4-ounce gloves. That's what they initially were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you remember
And when that didn't happen, I was like, well, this isn't even gonna be fun. But if there's 4-ounce gloves, Francis wins that fight in the third round. It's over.
Oh God.
Hits him in the side of the head with 4-ounce gloves, it's over.
Yeah.
Tyson's out.
Yeah.
Most shocking result any of us ever saw. And to be honest, I think he won the fight. When that happened, I think we're all like, oh, he won. Whatever happened.
He doesn't have to win to win.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the beauty of, I think MMA has injected that into us, where it's just like sometimes you can win through losing or tying. It's
Francis is just an insane human also.
What a
just
fucking story.
Bro.
I mean, unbelievable. This is kind of a sad thought, but I was like, man, are there other Francises that just couldn't make it here?
Right.
Couldn't make it to the thing. Like, you are the GOAT. There are these, and we like to think most of them make it through, but maybe not, dude. Because Francis overcame everything to get here, and he might be the greatest fighter, period, of all time. Maybe.
Bro.
I don't know fighting, but if you can box like that, do UFC like that, like, you might be the greatest fighter ever, period.
Yeah.
So there's probably other Francis, just we never saw.
They're working on a movie right now. They must, right?
I mean-
fuck a movie. I want a video game, bro. I want to play his life on Xbox. Like, you start as a kid, fucking do the mining
crazy,
shit,
yeah.
get on a boat, make to America, fight a little bit.
The Last of Us, and
Bro,
Us is my family.
He's Last of Us, but real life, bro.
Yeah.
I wanna